Have you ever wondered how a single person can rise to power in a world where the stakes are nothing short of life and death? Imagine growing up in the shadow of a brutal dictatorship, only to rise and become one of the most feared and powerful figures in the world. In today's video, we're diving deep into the untold story of Kim Yo-jong, the most dangerous woman in crime history. On the surface, she might seem like just another family member in North Korea's famous Kim family. But there's much more to her than meets the eye. She's been behind some of the darkest and most dangerous actions in the world. Stay with us as we dive into her shocking rise to power and what makes her so dangerous. The quiet rise. It all started in the mid-1990s. While kids all over Europe were celebrating the opening of Disneyland Paris, two North Korean children were about to have their lives shaped by the most dangerous family legacy in the world. These two children were not just any kids, they were royalty. Well, not in the traditional sense, but in a dynasty that controlled one of the most secretive and terrifying regimes on Earth, the Kim family of North Korea. At first glance, they blended in like any other family, playing soccer, attending school, and visiting places like Disneyland. But these were no ordinary kids. As the world reveled in the joy of a new era of entertainment, these children, who were kept under the radar, were secretly heirs to the terrifying Kim dynasty, heirs to a throne that would one day control an entire nation with a nuclear arsenal. It's almost as if they were living in a dark, twisted version of a fairy tale. The boy would go on to lead the nation as the supreme leader, while the girl, Kim Yo-jong, would quietly begin her rise to power. But this rise wasn't slow, and it wasn't by accident. Kim Yo-jong was shaped by her environment, and she had a destiny to fulfill. A quiet player in a ruthless regime. At first, Kim Yo-jong was merely seen as a dutiful family member, standing behind her brother Kim Jong-un. In the early years after the death of their father, Kim Jong-il, she was almost invisible, a shadow behind the scenes, holding a clipboard and helping her brother navigate the intricacies of the regime. But as years passed, something started to shift. She wasn't just his sister anymore. She became his closest confidant, the one person he trusted more than anyone else. By 2014, 3 years after her brother became the supreme leader, Kim Yo-jong took over state duties while her brother underwent medical treatment. And that's when things started to change, fast. She quickly became involved in the country's most crucial propaganda efforts. It was her job to control the narrative, not just inside North Korea, but to the outside world as well. She made sure every image, every speech, and every article that made its way through the state-controlled media was tightly controlled. This wasn't just about controlling a narrative. It was about power. Her first real step into the global spotlight came in 2018. For the first time in decades, a member of the Kim family set foot on South Korean soil. Kim Yo-jong's visit to the Winter Olympics marked a new chapter. She was poised, diplomatic, and soft-spoken, a far cry from the traditional image of the aggressive, cold dictator. For a brief moment, the world believed that perhaps peace was on the horizon. But this image of the friendly Kim Yo-jong would soon prove to be just a carefully crafted facade. Beneath the charm was a mind as calculating and dangerous as the regime itself. The real Kim Yo-jong, dangerous and cold. While the world was watching this seemingly diplomatic shift, the real Kim Yo-jong was working in the shadows. As her brother was in the limelight, shaking hands with global leaders, Kim Yo-jong took charge of some of North Korea's most chilling operations. She was not just a figurehead. She was the architect of the regime's propaganda machine, pulling the strings and manipulating international perceptions. Her image as the charming sister was part of a bigger plan, a carefully executed strategy to soften the image of North Korea while continuing its ruthless policies behind closed doors. But as time went on, it became clear that Kim Yo-jong wasn't just interested in propaganda. She had a much darker agenda. Her role evolved into one that could not be ignored, particularly in the most crucial areas of foreign policy. In 2020, her strategy took a darker turn when she ordered the destruction of the liaison office between North and South Korea. This was no longer about diplomacy. It was about sending a message: don't cross us. This wasn't a political move, but a calculated act to remind the world that North Korea could easily escalate tensions when it saw fit. Kim Yo-jong's influence was undeniable, and it was growing by the day. The true power behind the throne. Kim Yo-jong's rise to power wasn't just a story of manipulating public images. She was carving out a role for herself in one of the most powerful and feared governments in the world. Her loyalty to her brother was absolute, and in turn, he trusted her with tasks that no one else in the regime could manage. She wasn't just pulling the strings of the North Korean media. By 2021, reports surfaced that Kim Yo-jong had personally ordered the execution of high-ranking government officials. This wasn't a woman simply playing a supportive role. She was in charge of life and death in North Korea. If you crossed her, you paid the price. The ruthlessness of her actions began to shine through, revealing just how far she was willing to go to maintain the regime's power and control. Her role was clear. Kim Yo-jong was the true enforcer of the Kim regime's will. She was the power behind the throne, and even more dangerous because she was trusted completely by her brother, the dictator of North Korea. This was a woman who had risen through the ranks not just on bloodline, but on merit. Her merit in ruthlessness, cold calculation, and manipulation. Kim Jong-un might be the figurehead, but Kim Yo-jong was the one who made things happen. A regime's face, the power of Kim Yo-jong. One of the most chilling aspects of Kim Yo-jong's role is her control over North Korea's propaganda. Under her watch, North Korea's global image has been reshaped, tighter, more strategic, and much more polished. This is no longer just about military threats and nuclear saber-rattling. Now North Korea is using digital diplomacy to present itself to the world. And at the heart of it all is Kim Yo-jong, the mastermind who carefully manages North Korea's external image, pushing the narrative she wants the world to see. Her control over the narrative is almost absolute. From media blackouts to cyber warfare, her reach stretches far beyond North Korea's borders. She has even attempted to leverage Western platforms like Ytou to spread her message. In a world where information is power, Kim Yo-jong controls a narrative that is carefully crafted to protect the Kim family and their absolute rule. But here's the thing, the more control she exerts, the more dangerous she becomes. Behind the scenes, she is pushing the limits of what her brother would dare to do. She's not just a shadow. She is the force behind the Kim family's grip on power. And her increasing role in military and foreign policy makes it clear. Kim Yo-jong is not to be underestimated. Kim Yo-jong's story is far from over. Her rise to power has been swift and calculated, making her one of the most dangerous women in the world. She is not just a dictator's sister. She is the enforcer of the Kim dynasty's ruthless control, a woman whose influence spans from media manipulation to military threats. And what's even more chilling is that no one knows exactly how far she is willing to go. As North Korea continues to push the boundaries of international diplomacy and military aggression, Kim Yo-jong remains at the center of it all, quiet, calculating, and more dangerous than anyone can imagine. Her power might be underestimated by some, but for those who truly understand the dynamics of North Korean politics, they know that Kim Yo-jong is one of the most dangerous figures in the world today. Thank you for staying with us through this incredible story. If you're intrigued by the world of power, secrets, and manipulation, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You won't want to miss our next video, where we uncover even more jaw-dropping stories. Stay tuned for what's coming next.